Welcome everyone to a casted game for Age of Empires 4, and today's spawn in the south is calling that playing in blue. We got MarineLord playing as the Mongols, and his opponent in the northwest playing in red. We got Numudan playing as the Japanese. Welcome everyone to Mongolian Heights, and it kind of makes sense that we've got the Mongols. We kind of have to, really, right? Going up against the Japanese today, going to be challenging the Mongols on Mongolian Heights. Question is, are either player going to go for a dock? Are they going to challenge the dock? Is it going to be an outpost rush from the Mongols? We'll have to watch and wait and see. Hope you guys are having a great morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you guys for all your support. You're absolute legends. And on Twitch as well. I'm actually casting live on Twitch these days as well, so worth checking out. I'll leave a link in the video description if you want to come and say hi. Tell you who's saying hi. It's the Khan. He's saying hi to the town centre. He's getting a couple of arrows in the butts. Well, just one butt. I don't know how many butts the Khan has. I think just one. Hey guys, it's late for me, okay? I'm saying messed up things, but that's okay. It's, what time is it? Yeah, almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh yeah, good. Portuguese, thank you. Guys on YouTube, you have Portuguese to thank there for switching it over to the village account, because I would have forgotten. It's a really bad habit, actually. I took a break from streaming and casting Age of Empires for a little while, and I just completely forget to do that. But Portuguese, an absolute legend. Reminded me, and we got it. So it's going to be an outpost rush with the barracks coming up, and I suspect we're going to get an outpost maybe on the gold. I mean, it's a back gold with the Japanese, which is very nice. So it's going to take some time for those spearmen to get out on the map. Now, bear in mind, because of that investment into the barracks, you of course won't be able to afford a dock anytime soon. Scout is there, doesn't quite spot the spearmen, but I think he spotted the barracks, so it should be fine. So interesting approach. I kind of like this play because it makes sense for the Mongols to keep doing the traditional thing of outpost rushing, because if they do go for a dock, you know, the shinobi could be an issue for the Japanese. Shinobi could deny the dock, and it could be a bit of a problem for them. So instead of running into that kind of issue, it's going to go for the outpost tried and tested route for the Mongols. Going to be the Cocker Township, so this is it. This is exactly it. He was going to go for the shinobi. I love to see shinobi. I gotta say, I'm a little bit... I'd love to say that shinobi are amazing. I'm not so sure anymore. Like, I guess it depends on the type of hybrid map, but... And to be fair, Mongolian Heights is probably a decent map for them to be on, but you know, there's some hybrid maps where I just don't think they're any good. But he's going to play it out today, and hopefully it works in his favor, because I do love the shinobi, seeing them at least. So yeah, going to see some shinobi action. Khan moving across and looking to find what value he can get. Spearman coming the west side. Wait, does he not know? Really going the long way around. Is he going to go around this back way, maybe? Trying to keep it hidden, but yeah, he spots it, right? He knows that the spearmen are there, so he's under... No illusion, is going to be under some pressure. The shinobi also can take some fights against the spearmen, by the way. So this is quite a nice place. It doesn't necessarily even have to be looking to try and challenge the docks. It could just go for the spearmen. And that could be powerful. Khan using the eagle arrow and just keeping an eye on what's going on. Spearmen are in position. Now, bear in mind, Numudan, does he have... Yeah, I mean, obviously he's got a decent amount of gold in the bank already. Has already aged up. And MarineLord's age up is going to be a little bit more delayed and denied. Well, not denied, but delayed. Going to get the outpost up. Pretty much uncontested. Although, will the shinobi engage with this? Possibly. The question is, where is the follow-up gold? It's pretty far out for him to go for. Outpost building on up. There's a shinobi coming in with the scout. Now, one shinobi, will this be enough? I mean, it feels like he's fearful of it. Marine also is not really looking to engage. Now, could use a Shunshin ability to try and dash in on there. Doesn't use it just yet. He's going to buy some time, especially with this another group of 2 spearmen added into the mix. Makes it a little bit more tricky. But good bit of delayment, and whether he's able to afford another one. There it is. There's a second shinobi. Now, what's kind of interesting is he might actually just Shunshin on top of the villager and try and snipe the villager. That could be a play here. He's going to engage with the spearman in any case, and does a lot of damage, by the way. Takes one out already. Micros away the weak one. Shunshin's on top of the villager. That's exactly what he's looking trying to do. Will he snipe it? It does lose one. Shinobi tries to get on the... Yeah, he's going to delay the outpost at least for now. Oh, Shunshin's in there and gets one more hit. Just needs another one. It's kind of precariously close. Shinobi, Shunshin on it. Get it. Get the villager. Get him. Get him, does get him, and has to delete the outpost at the end, and that's huge. It was obviously a bit costly having to lose a couple of shinobi, but it's worth it, because once the first outpost goes up, it's really irritating. You know, if you guys play Age of Empires, it's very difficult, very annoying. When the first outpost goes up, because it gives them a staging ground, the garrison spearmen, you get arrows in your butt, and then they can just build another outpost really close by, and they just creep around with it. Very irritating. Either way, he's dealt with it, and a very nice dealing with it. Hey, Shinobi. That looks like they're the way against the Mongols. You love it. Not just for hybrids, it works well here, in this case as well. Very nice to see. He's now getting a dock as well. Bear in mind, this is a lovely addition because the fishing boats are so cheap, guys. 45 wood. It's so good. Is actually going to be getting a junk first. It's going to be, Numudan's going to be showing us his junk. Going to get an archer ship first and look to challenge this dock that has now gone up for the Mongols a little while ago. Spearman going to try and chase down the villager. Should get it, obviously, with the movement speed coming in from the Khan. Will snipe, although the archer ship might have something to do with that. Does lose the villager in the end, but does take a couple of hits from the archer ship. Scout needs to back away there for Numudan. Does back away in the end. The dock is up and running. Going to be starting to get those fishing ships a little bit behind on terms of that, but the Shunshin is there now. This is going to be great value for the Shinobi, I gotta say. He's just delaying the production on that. So the Shinobi have a couple of abilities. So we did see a lot of Shunshinning. The dropping the smoke bomb and reappearing, teleporting basically. They do also have sabotage, which we see, which sets the building on fire, but also, you know, deals the 200 damage, but disables it from producing for 30 seconds, which is absolutely fantastic. And then we've got Spy, which allows the Shinobi to disguise as a villager, as an enemy villager, and get a bit of intel, of course. The fishing boats have to garrison inside, so a good bit of denial. Coming in with Spearman again on the gold. Now, what's actually really nice as well for the Japanese, as they mine gold, they also do gather a bit of stone, so possibly could get naval arrow slits if he's really worried about being pushed off the position. Speaking of being pushed off a position, he's pushed off of gold for now. So no gold or stone coming in. Does have an arch ship. Will he have anything garrison coming in? Yeah, it's going to be a war junk sprinkled ship, which is exactly what he needs. He needs to back away with this if he can. Shinobi might die to the spearman. Does die to the spearman. And he's going to need a demolition ship here. He's got one queued up. Going to get a war junk and then an explosive junk. Could take out the spearman first, actually. We'll see if he decides to do that. Back at home. No other production building. Both players working their way on the waters. They're going to try and get the raiding bounty on that forge. Might actually get it because he didn't delete it in time. Wasn't expecting maybe necessary to lose it. Relying on berries for now are the Japanese. Sending a villager out here, MarineLord, just to repair up that dock. Understandably so. Wants to keep up the fishing as much as possible. The fastest source of food on the map at the moment. Should I be pushing that back nicely? Here's the stable. Horseman out already. Just waiting for his commands, waiting for his orders. Alrighty, Springald, war junk. Yeah, the Mongols are struggling, right? The sabotage worked really well for him. Does have a junk. Oh, demolition ship trying to get onto the Springald ship. He's blocking it with the fishing ship. Great work there by MarineLord. Absolutely fantastic micro. That was the micro at its peakest. That was absolutely fantastic to block the demolition ship so it couldn't get on the Springald ship. Worked so well. A couple of fishing ships pretty weak though. So demo still got value, especially if the galley or the war galley does get on top of that. Here comes the demo though from MarineLord. Playing this incredibly strong. If he doesn't take out the fishing ships, they're getting repaired. This is such clutch play, and now all of a sudden Numudan, he's in all sorts of trouble, is likely to lose that war junk because of the incoming demo. There's nothing for him to deny that with. Great play there by MarineLord, I've got to say. Takes it out. Huge. Now all of a sudden, MarineLord might just have the waters in his grasp. Demo does come out for Numudan though. Doesn't quite kill the war junk. Healing comes out from the dock. Trying to get on top of that with the archer ship. He doesn't quite manage it on 26 HP, 29 HP. Keep it alive. Absolutely huge. And MarineLord going to keep that unit. Does have a light junk to fight that off as well. And just being able to keep this unit alive. Will he lose though? 5 HP. Almost there. Does lose it in the end. So great play by Numudan to dive on that. But it's quite likely he's going to lose his own archer ship. Spearman going to be pushing that horseman away. Unfortunately for him, dies a nasty death. Now MarineLord does have 2 docks. Only 1 dock for the Japanese, which makes things a little bit ropey for him, at least in terms of production. Spearman heading on top of the barriers maybe. this is where things become really problematic for the Japanese, because he's got double production from the Uvu. He's got double production from 2 docks. Well, single production from 2 docks, but double production overall because of that. And so he's going to be aggressive both on water and land. And this is tricky for Numudan to deal with, especially open up with the stable, which is a curious decision. Loses the horseman in a blink of an eye. Spearman going to get so much value. And he's even going to get Takizaku, which doesn't necessarily help as much now, because the 25% gather rate from berries, well, it doesn't really matter because he's not on berries. We'll have the extra movement speed, which will certainly help the villagers, but he should get the raiding bounty from the forge. This is where things really start to snowball for the Mongols. Does now have a secondary dock, the Japanese, so committed to that. But great game of Age of Empires 4 so far. Now, you know, I'm not usually a fan of hybrid maps in terms of how they play out, but this has been fun. This has been great so far. I've really enjoyed this. I've been spoiled today. I've had 2 games back to back. They've been absolutely phenomenal. Both players, the same players, MarineLord versus Numudan. Been a great set so far. Now looking to torch down the houses. Horses? Not sure you can torch down horses, but you can torch down the houses. Maybe goes to the Shinobi. Shunshin's out of there though. The right side. Ooh, a couple of archers being picked off by the horsemen. Oh, archers there for MarineLord, getting so much value on the berries. He's all over the map. The only thing we don't see is he's not fighting on water just now, but he's fighting heavily on land and getting a lot of value. Ooh, Shunshin maybe coming in with those Shinobi. Doesn't need it. He's fighting heavy-handed with those spearmen. That's not ideal. Horsemen getting trapped. And I think the Mongols just win this, don't they? Either way, got the bounty and is hightailing it out of there. It's looking good for him. Does have the archery range. Just archery range barracks so far. Getting an outpost on the gold. Making sure he doesn't lose that position, which is actually very key. He's going to go for the castle age. This is huge for MarineLord. Behind this, going to the castle age, massive. And also going to protect that gold. And the reason why this is so important, just a simple thing, getting an outpost. Not only is he going to go to the castle, he's going to be secure with that gold, at least for the short term. Or at least going to be adding some security to it. The reason why it's so significant is because when he techs up, he might be behind on military, right? When you're behind, or you've teched up to the next stage, you've invested a lot of resources, 1,200 food, 600 gold, and it means your opponent possibly has a military advantage, can put some pressure, and if he's pushed off of gold, it's a big problem. Speaking of gold, he's going to get plenty of gold with the stepper down. Increase the drop-off by 50%. We haven't seen this landmark in a long time. Often we see the Kurultai. Speaking of gold, we're going to get a bit of raiding bounty once again by taking out that farmhouse. Looking great here, for sure. Horsemen coming on the east side. Nothing really for them to hit. Oh, so many fishing ships for MarineLord as well. I mean, to be fair, the Japanese have got plenty of fishing ships themselves. Especially, oh, he's actually shore fishing. Interesting. Now, the big difference is that the eco units are relatively similar numbers, but the tech up is coming in for the Mongols. The tech up complete. And so the Mongols should be looking to get some eco upgrades. I mean, he needs to get the gold in thick and fast, which is just as well as got the stepper out. Building double barracks as well, so maybe man-at-arms. That's a strong play. The Japanese might struggle against that. Does have access to samurai. Maybe that's what we'll go for. It does have a stable, so maybe it's going to be mounted samurai. Going to go up with a floating gate landmark. No real surprises there. Has a couple of Yumi Ashigaru against the spearmen. Oops, Shinobi going a bit too close to the town centre. Try to get a villager on the wood line. They are going to perish quickly. Unfortunately, Spearman going to be diving on the villagers on the gold. Should be able to get out of there, but not without losses. Although he's going to lead them to the demo ship. Doesn't quite manage it. Doesn't take the bait there, MarineLord. Understandably so. Going to take the forge down and get, again, another bit of bounty by taking the forge. It's impressive. Going to wall up to try and secure that food source just as well. But now behind this, with the barracks, they're probably pumping them. Yeah, this is problematic. This is a big problem for the Japanese. He's going to get to the castle age, but he's been delayed quite significantly. Now, does have the ability to get the Yorishiro from the floating gate, and he's probably going to place it down either on the forge or maybe the archery range. Either way, he's got to do what he needs to do, and he's got to do it fast, because units are trickling on forward from MarineLord. Heavily armoured ones at that. And veteran, or hardened spearmen for now. Yumi Ashigaru working hard to do what they can, but he's going to be running into problems, the horsemen. 2 of them. Does have a couple of honor Geisha. Needs to get on top of this. If he can, before it spirals out of control. Spearmen engage with the honor Geisha. Horsemen might perish pretty quickly. They're trying to get as much value as they can on those archers, but spearmen take them out. All that remains are the Yumi Ashigaru and a couple of honor Geisha. Now, it does have the defender's advantage, so Numudan should be okay. But did lose a little bit. I'll take a look at this. He's actually not streaming in the units. He's going to keep them together, grouped together, and then push on out quite quickly. We'll have to see how much value he gets. He's going to time it well, I suspect. You've got that temptation to just trickle in the units, and it can work that way, actually. Very interestingly, MarineLord opting to maybe just group them up together and then push on out from there. Interestingly, going to sneakily take this colt on the west side. Very exposed and very kind of courageous, I have to say. But I tell you what, he'd be very courageous to try and engage this. Not with what he's got. No, it does have the Onnamusha, which is kind of essentially a crossbow on horseback. So that's always an option. Especially to deal with the number of these man-at-arms. That might be the play. Gonna go attack the berries and push away the villagers. Not for the first time. I mean, ultimately, food is not necessarily a huge issue. Actually, it's a pretty big issue for the Japanese, I've got to say. Holy smokes. Not going for the Kura storehouse. I mean, obviously, the Cocker Township, definitely worth it. But even with the fishing, like, the food income is not great for the Japanese. Comparing it to the Mongols. Okay, let's put the Yorishiro inside the barracks. The concern for MarineLord actually at this point is, whilst it feels like he's ahead in terms of military numbers, definitely ahead. The Japanese, they're starting to come online. At the 20-minute mark, this is where the Japanese go crazy. And if you're aware of StarCraft, the Japanese in many ways at this stage of the game can be zerging their way through with unit production, especially with the Yorishiro inside that barracks. It adds an additional 200% speed, production speed, which is absolutely massive. Now, does have naval arrow slits. Looks like MarineLord looking to make a play for the waters. Oh, demo ship coming out. Could be dangerous. They go head to head, and it does pull back the infantry. Oh, demo ship about to hit off, and does take out a lot of those infantry units, and also the warships. Massive shots there by Numudan, but I'm not sure it's enough. If he loses this dock, could be a problem. And despite having naval arrow slits, he's making it work here, MarineLord. Pushing in hard. Demo ship, careful. Doesn't quite get too much of a hit on those man-at-arms. Oh, if that was a demo ship on that could have been huge. Hey, MarineLord, hello. There we go. I was going to get so much value. This is so bad for the Japanese. He's going to lose so much of his fishing economy. He's got nothing producing. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Numudan down to 400 food per minute, 500 food per minute, and this has been spotted. Does have an outpost now, though. On Geisha trying to get some raiding. But this could be cleaned up pretty soon, especially with the man-at-arms and a couple of ranged units. Either way, here come the big force for MarineLord. Look, take it completely out of order. And he's still got his own fishing ship. This is looking great for MarineLord. If he can take care of that dock and then push on from there, the Japanese are going to need a farming transition, which is not what they want. Geisha are going to try a bit of a raid on the villagers here, but they must have textiles. It feels like it. Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't actually have textiles, but either way. He's fine. Loses a couple of villagers. Step right out, about to relocate. Geisha mostly dealt with. And he's going to clear this up, right? There's no hope for these units. These villagers are dead. That's not looking great. Geisha dies a painful death. Fortunately, face plants into the ground. Villagers being moving around. Just keeping them alive for as long as possible. Couple of man-at-arms pushing that front line. Mangonels, though. And here are the Onnamusha. I like this additional unit, actually, I've got to say. Crossbows on horseback. It's exactly what he needs against those man-at-arms. Will we see a tech switch from MarineLord? Quite possibly. Oh, the villagers are running into troubles now. I mean, the one thing the villagers are doing, they're buying time for the Japanese, but he's down to 55 villagers. Lost 18 so far. He's completely off of water. The Japanese need to do something. They've got to do it fast. Because MarineLord is starting to run away with the game. At least in terms of economy and military, actually. 55 military units. Looking good for him, I've got to say. Feels like it's got to take one big push here for the Japanese. Maybe that push will come in now. Mangonel deploys, but doesn't quite take too much out there. Oh, no more ship. Riding on through. Again, running into trouble though. And the archers, the crossbows, again, still do... Yeah, this is a big issue. The army composition for the Mongols is just looking great. Crossbows, man-at-arms. It's going to do great work against the Japanese, even with the additional of samurai. Does have the katana bannerman, which will increase the damage by 15%, which is not half bad, of course. But MarineLord's starting to push on forward. He's got a greater economy. He's going to scale the unit numbers, and this is not what Numudan wants. He doesn't want to be on the back foot. He needs to be on the front foot, but he's struggling. And bear in mind, with every building that he sets aflame, ablaze, MarineLord will be gathering resources from the raiding bounty. I think Numudan just hoping that MarineLord maybe overextends, but that's not something that MarineLord is known to do all that often. He's got a second town center, but that's going to be pressurized. Only has 2,500 HP on that. Second sites have been captured by the Mongols and MarineLord. Yeah, he's going to go straight for that, right? This is the pressure point. This is the vulnerable spot for the Japanese at the moment. And that is looking rough. Yeah, he's going to lose that quick time. And whilst he doesn't have any siege in terms of rams or things to go really for the town center, it doesn't really matter. He's got the torches. Villagers having to relocate. Bear in mind, he's picking up relics behind. There's 3 relics already captured by MarineLord. Always going to take out the villagers. Villagers are repairing, but he's down on 30 villagers now. Torches are out once again. Range unit's going to try and take as much damage. Oh, Mangonel deploys. Doesn't really get too much of a hit. There's 2 of them as well. Springle moving a bit further forward. Anabagesha trying to live as long as they can. Katana Band goes down, but there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Numudan taps out Mongols rule Mongolian heights. MarineLord takes a victory in an emphatic way in the end. Hope you guys enjoyed this cast game on YouTube, and if you did, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Take care, and see you next time.